What's up everybody, it is I, Hero Vange, and welcome to the second episode of the Fusion Cup Meta Simplified Guide. Today we're gonna talk about the steals and the fairies. After watching the first episode of the Meta Simplified Guide, which is right there, you now understand how powerful Altaria and its side grade Noctowl is in the meta, right? And you need something to protect yourself from these dangerous Pokemon, and so this is what this video is for. The steals and the fairies, they protect you from Noctowl and Altaria. Now the thing is, after watching this video right here, you're gonna start to feel that the Fusion Cup meta is a little bit rock, paper, scissory, right? Especially with how hard the counters are. You're gonna start to feel that. But the thing is, these Pokemon, the fairy types and the steel types, they give you so much more. There's actually some coverage with the fire, water, grass, and that's what I want you to focus on because their ability to kill Altaria is commonplace. Like they can all kill Altaria, and then with Noctowl, most of them can kill Noctowl. Don't focus on that. You're gonna miss the more important points in the video, which is their fire, water, grass coverage. So focus on that, and then after watching this video, when episode 3 comes out, right there, alright? Watch that so that you can have a deeper understanding of the fire, water, grass. It's not really fire, water, grass. It's different in the Fusion Cup, right? Because they have some coverage with the steel types, they have some coverage with the fairy types as well, and they also have like some coverage with Altaria and Noctowl that you and I have to flesh out so that we all have a deep understanding of the base level knowledge required for the Fusion Cup, right? Just base level, right? Because there's more, there's a lot more. There's Weavile, there's friggin' Alolan Muck. Okay, so there's weird stuff, but basically, I'm gonna help you organize your thoughts so that you can compare and contrast the things that you're considering, right, with my recommendations for you, okay? Because my recommendations, they're not gonna cover every single Pokemon. And so, let's get into the video. If you're wondering which moveset we're talking about, I am gonna mention it while I'm talking, right? But if you're wondering which moveset, what are the optimized IVs for these Pokemon, check the pinned comment down below. So we're gonna start off with the fairy types. I'm gonna throw this out right away. Togekiss is there just because I think that Flamethrower is a nice charge move, right? I don't think that it's the best charmer fairy Pokemon in the meta, but it's nice to have something to throw after you farm down things. Anyways, we're gonna start off with the grass types, and as you can see, Venusaur's poison typing saves it from these Pokemon. Now the thing is, with Ninetales, the moveset that can kill Venusaur is the Powder Snow one. Now, is it a reliable thing? Actually, I would say no, because you can still get killed, right? If Venusaur is able to bait you with the Frenzy Plant and land the Sludge Bomb. It is a CMP tie though. What you're trading for that possible kill on Venusaur is your clear matches against Shiftry and Breloom. Alright? So with Shiftry, it becomes an iffy thing because you have to bait and then land this Ice Beam. You cannot straight Ice Beam. Check this out. You get outspammed, right? So that's an iffy thing. You have to get the bait. And then with Breloom, it is again a CMP tie. It's an iffy thing, right? So you're trading these clear matches for an iffy match against Venusaur. So I really think that Charm is the way to go here because you can charm down Breloom, you can charm down friggin' Shiftry. And I don't think that it's worth trading these matches for Venusaur because these Pokemon still might be meta relevant. And so going back to our graphic, I think that this should be like this, right? Because Charm is, I think, the way to go here. Moving on to the fire types, they clearly lose to the fire types, but again, Ninetales with the Powder Snow can pull off the Charizard kill. But again, it's iffy, right? Because you have to get this and then land the Ice Beam. If you go straight Ice Beam, it's a CMP tie once again. It's a CMP tie most of the time, so I still don't think it's worth it. Moving on to the water types, this I think is a big thing for the fairies, right? It's a huge thing for the fairies because they can kill Altaria plus these water type Pokemon. Now the thing is, comparing and contrasting to the steel types, which we're gonna talk about later, they can't kill all of these, right? They cannot kill, well, some of them can kill Poliwrath, but definitely not Whiscash, right? So this is a big thing. And this is also another issue with Powder Snow Ninetales. I really don't think Powder Snow's Ninetales is gonna be good. So Whiscash is a CMP tie if you're able to land the Ice Beam after getting like a shield bait. I mean, you do have 2 chances, but it's a CMP tie again. And then with Poliwrath, you can lose because Dynamic Punch actually still does a lot of damage. If you go straight Dynamic Punch, it's a CMP tie again. So I really don't think that Powder Snow is the way to go here. I really think that Charm is the way to go when it comes to Alolan Ninetales, right? But I guess, I mean, if you're good, I don't know. I honestly don't know, okay? Even with Whiscash, which is great because the Steel types don't kill this guy, okay? You kill Altaria plus this guy, that makes you like a side grade to the Steel types, right? So I really think that Ninetales is much better with the Charm. Now let's talk about Togekiss versus Whiscash. With Whiscash, it can kill you if it can land this Blizzard. Can it go back to back? The answer is no, right? It cannot go back to back. You can actually beat it. So it's an iffy thing, but that definitely makes Togekiss inferior matchup wise, right? But if you really think about the possibilities here, again, right? You farm down something with your Charmer, right? Togekiss, and then what's gonna pop out? What's gonna pop out, guys? Obviously a Steel type, okay? So you've got Flamethrower, bam! You at least have something to throw. What does Wigglytuff have? Play Rough, Ice Beam. What does Ninetales have? Psyshock and Ice Beam as well. Was it Avalanche? No, Ice Beam. I know moves, alright? So, you know, it's nice in that sense. And that's why I think Togekiss is a worthy side grade. But the thing is, you're gonna see that it's a little bit inferior compared to Wigglytuff when it comes to like pure matchups, okay? And that's actually a very nice jumping point to the next set of matchups that we're gonna talk about. Noctowl Altaria. So as you can see, Togekiss kind of falls behind here. Togekiss looks like a candy egg, okay? It's a Kinder Joy egg surprise with wings. Alright, for Noctowl, it's a snack, okay? But yeah, compared to, let's say, Wigglytuff, which definitely has this matchup. It's not even an IV thing. It's like 25 HP. That's a pretty clear matchup. You can actually like save this. Maybe like throw the Play Rough on the next Pokemon so that you at least have like stab damage, I guess, because the Steel type's gonna come in, right? So yeah, that's definitely something that hurts Togekiss a little bit. It's really the chance to land that Flamethrower on an incoming, let's say, Venusaur or like Bronzong, right? It's still gonna hit them like pretty hard, okay? That's why I have it in the graphic. It's not that great matchup wise. And then with Ninetales versus Noctowl, this is an IV thing, but it's not a bulk point, right? It's yeah, that's with default stats. It's more of an HP thing, right? Maximize. Let's see who wins. Noctowl takes it, and yeah, this is definitely like an IV thing, but you can actually do this. You can just like not throw, right? But this is dangerous because if you miss one charm, right? If you miss one charm, it will kill you, and you blocked already, right? So it kind of sucks. Plus, if you just charm down, right? The next Pokemon is probably a Steel type, right? The incoming Pokemon is probably not gonna block. So I don't know really like what the best thing to do here. It's not a good matchup. Maybe now you're wondering, can Togekiss do this? Can Togekiss charm down? The answer is no, it cannot. So yeah, Togekiss versus Noctowl, clear loss. Ninetales, IV thing, Wigglytuff, sure win. Now for same type coverage, you know how this goes. It's a charm versus charm battle. You know the usual tricks, like don't throw your charge move, save it for the next Pokemon, or like maybe throw at the last moment to burn the shield and then maybe still get the kill type of thing, or you know, throw the charge move, get the shield, don't block, and then farm down with the next Pokemon type of thing. There's like a lot of tricks to this, but Togekiss falls back a little bit, just a little bit. It loses to Wigglytuff, yes, clearly 100%, but it ties with Ninetales, and then Ninetales ties with Wigglytuff. So Ninetales just ties, Wigglytuff beats Togekiss. That's all you really need to remember. And then, you know, all the usual charm tricks. Okay, you got that. Now, while you're running your simulations, you might come across this, right? Let's say if I don't throw a charge move with my Togekiss and just farm down the Wigglytuff, you can actually win. But the thing is, you're forgetting the fact that most people will have a good IV Wigglytuff, right? Most people. And the thing is, with Togekiss being a rare wild spawn, very, very difficult for you to find like a low level Togekiss to fit in Great League, right? It's most likely not gonna have the best IVs, right? So default, maximize, Wigglytuff, and yeah, it becomes a lot more clear. So really, the best play would be to throw with your Togekiss because the Wigglytuff charges up on you, right? So throw, just get the shield, and then like take it. Okay, that's the best play there. Finally, for the steel types, there's only one matchup we really have to talk about, which is Charm Alolan Ninetales versus Alolan Sandslash. This right here is a Ferocious Cup matchup, and because it's running Bulldoze, you have to get the bait. You have to get the bait and then land 2 Bulldozes. So yeah, because in this meta, it's not, I don't think it's advisable for you to run Gyro Ball. You're gonna need the Bulldoze for fighting other steel types, right? So if you're able to block 1 Bulldoze, you can win. Okay, it's an iffy thing, but it's still something, right? So what is my hot take on the fairy types? I think that Wigglytuff is the best fairy there is. If you want to double up, if you want 2 fairies on your team, you can go Alolan Ninetales, alright? But the second fairy that I want you to consider, right? Let's say you want to just bring one, is Togekiss. Because Togekiss has something to throw on the incoming Pokemon. So I think that that is a valuable thing, even if the matchups are not looking that great, right? Not looking that great. Now we're moving on to the steel types. These guys are definitely 100% side grades of each other. They do different things, alright? There's no Alolan Ninetales in this group. Alolan Ninetales is a lesser Wigglytuff, right? But yeah, with this group, they're definitely side grades of each other. Starting off with the grass type coverage, as you can see, Bronzong and Alolan Sandslash are tied. Bronzong kills Venusaur Breloom, right? And since Shiftry is a dark type Pokemon, it loses to that. Sandslash, on the other hand, can kill Shiftry and Venusaur, but since Breloom is a fighting type with counter, and since Alolan Sandslash is double weak to fighting, it loses to that. Now for Probopass, I highly recommend Rock Throw, okay, over Spark, because we'll talk about why later, okay? But for the charge moves, you can switch it up, but my recommendation is for Rock Slide, Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is for Poliwrath, right? Rock Slide, just everything else, okay? And I guess you can also hit like the steel types for neutral with Thunderbolt, which is nice. Now with Venusaur, it's a CMP tie. Nothing really to do here but to pray that you get, you know, the CMP, okay? Unless they apply the attack weighting, which Venusaur will take that, okay? So Venusaur has higher attack. With Spark, it's actually the same. So you're not losing any match here, okay? There's nothing to gain by going Spark. Now against Shiftry, it's IV based, right? So yeah, if you maximize the stats, and I think it's a HP thing. It's not really a bulk point. It's definitely like not a bulk point, right? Yeah. You can survive like 1 more Leaf Blade for the CMP tie, right? So this is more towards Probopass. Now with Spark, it's basically the same. It's IV based, and you're not losing any match by going Rock Throw here, but you are gonna gain something incredible, and we're gonna talk about that later. So for the grass type coverage, I think it depends what your team needs. Pick whichever steel type covers whatever you're weak to. Now with the fire types, Probopass with the Rock Throw clearly pulls ahead. Against Alolan Marowak, it's an IV thing once again, not a bulk point, it's an HP thing, so 5 HP over here if you maximize the stats. Probopass takes it with it's an HP thing, okay? But against Charizard, it's actually very clear, and you can actually farm down. If you go with the Spark Probopass against Alolan Marowak, it's actually IV based still, right? So if you go with the default stats, Marowak wins, but if you maximize, you can actually survive 1 Bone Club and get to your, what is it, third Rock Slide for the kill. Now against Charizard, it's still a win, yeah, but you cannot farm down. You can't do this, right? You can't, this doesn't work, and Charizard can actually like kill you. So yeah, I think that Rock Throw is the clear winner, especially because this is one of the things that makes Probopass special, right? This is kind of like one of his side grade traits. Moving on to the water type coverage, it's pretty bad. I mean, Bronzong does have Poliwrath, but this makes you think back to the fairies earlier, right? They can more or less handle these guys. So yes, that makes the fairies a side grade to the steel types. With Altaria and Noctowl, it's pretty clear, but one Pokemon hands down takes these matchups. Probopass is the best bird slayer, hands down, okay, with the rock throw, okay? With the spark, it's just not the same, right? So just go rock throw. There's no point in me showing you. You know it's not gonna be the same, okay? So doesn't need to block Altaria. Noctowl, same, doesn't need to block. Plus, comes out with a big chunk of HP, right? So you get this much energy in rock throws, so you devastate the next Pokemon. Plus, you have like that much HP. That's a pretty good deal. The fairy type coverage, we went through this earlier, right? So it's pretty clear, except for Alolan Sandslash versus Alolan Ninetales has to get the Ice Punch bait and then 2 Bulldozes for the kill. And finally, same type coverage. It's actually very similar to the fairy same type coverage because Bronzong here is the dominant steel type, right? It can kill the other steel types straight bulldoze, okay? You have like nothing to worry about, straight bulldoze, you got those. Interesting thing is that Alolan Sandslash can land the bulldoze, right? Like it can land this bull, it can actually like go straight bulldoze, but the thing is, Bronzong is tanky enough that it can take one, right? And Alolan Sandslash is not. And then with Probopass, it's basically the same. Just straight bulldoze. You don't have to worry. Just block once. Actually, interesting thing here is that Spark does a little bit better. Just a little bit better, but it's still not enough. And then with Alolan Sandslash versus Probopass, it's actually like a shootout, but it's more towards Probopass, right? So check this out, okay? Survives, default, okay, 3 HP. It can do it. It's an IV thing, okay? Maximize this. This is actually pretty funny, okay? And yeah, it survives 10 HP. Watch what happens when I change it to Spark. And let's leave it on maximize, okay? Watch what happens. Alolan Sandslash actually picks up the win with 1 HP. Okay, so Spark, not looking that great. But then if you default, which probably means that Probopass has more attack, I guess, then you can pull off the win. So it's just, I really think that Rock Throw is the way to go, okay? You farm down things, that's big, that's really, really huge, and then devastate the next Pokemon, that's like a winning move right there. So yeah, but this, Bronzong clearly wins, the rest, playable matches. And so what is my hot take for the steel types? I think that they're fantastic like side grades. Alolan Sandslash looking a little bit stinky compared to the other two, but that Shiftry match, I'm telling you, is very important, right? So you can have like a couple on your team, maybe like 2, okay? And then if you see that, oh, he has a Shiftry, alright? I'm using my Alolan Sandslash then. If he has a Venusaur, I'm using my Bronzong type of thing. Or, you know, maybe have Probopass in there so that you have the chance to farm down stuff and like devastate or, you know, mix and match type of thing. But I would say that all 3 of these Pokemon are good choices. And that's it for episode 2. I'm gonna have episode 3 up soon. Okay, so just be patient, alright? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Ow, I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below. Where the hell is my episode 3? Okay, just comment down below so I feel pressured, so I like, you know, do it faster or something. I don't know, I already have it scheduled probably, but yes, subscribe if you haven't yet, ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye, guys!